and welcome. I am Briana and this is my life on paper, and I continue to play along with Scrapping Reflections, where you can see everybody listed below. It is with Sandie. Her channel will be linked below as well. There's a bunch of people playing along. Some play every day, and some are like me where they just play here and there throughout the month. So I just wanted to show you what I'll be using. I am also playing along with Collection Obsession, and that is with the Crafty Low or No Spend Facebook group and Scylla. And this month I am using a collection by Vicki Boutin. It's Sweet Rush, and I not only have the 12 by 12 pad, I also have the 6 by 8 pad and then ephemera as well. So the pictures I am using are from a trip to Florida. It's at one of our favorite breweries, and then a band we were watching, and then some of our beverages. So this is a mixed media background that I just pulled from my stash. And then I did already cut out some circles for the sketch. The sketch is, again, Scrapping Reflections. That's with Sandie. That's going along all month. And the sketch she chose is created by Susanna Lee, so that you would have seen at the beginning. I have these circles that I already punched out on my Cricut, and then instead of the stitch circles, I cut out, I'm using my Cricut Joy, which is not as big as the Cricut that I usually use. So I cut it out in 2 pieces, and I'm going to have to try to put it this way and then not make it look like it's an oblong, which it could be an oval, right? So I'm going to try my best. So what I'm going to do is speed you up and let you know what I'm doing. First, I had to trim down that big background piece of paper from Sweet Rush. And I knew I needed to make it just a little bit bigger than the photos. And then I didn't want it 12 by 12 according to the sketch, so I trimmed off a little bit at the edge. This is from the 6 by 8 paper pad, and I knew I was just going to be tucking it in, so it was just a matter of eyeballing it and seeing how big I wanted it, and I knew I needed 2 pieces, one for each side, and then to fishtail it. So I then go and get that underneath the pictures, and the pictures, I think there 2 of them are 3 by 4, I think. The other one is more like 3.5 by 4, because I didn't want to trim the beer one down. I could have trimmed that down a little bit more. So then I get everything lined up, and I moved them around according to where I could do a little bit of overlap. And I really, if I could, the middle picture has the most to overlap, but I don't like it when it's in the middle and it's overlapping on both sides. So that's why you'll see that it will end up that only one side is overlapped and the other one is underlapped. How about that? So here I'm going to cut my fishtail banners, and I do like to make that notch in the middle and then go from either side, and I just mirror that in the second piece so that it's even, because that, if you know me, I don't like uneven or random or things like that. So that worked well. And I keep an eye on this circle because I really want to make it look as circular as possible, knowing that it's not going to be a perfect circle because it's not that big. And I put my circles in where I want them to go. The light blue one is not from Vicki Boutin. I picked it out of my stash. The other 2 are. I should say other, 4 are. And then I trimmed this one in half to go on the bottom. And then I got out some, it's $49 in Market, and it looks like stitching. So I trimmed that up and put that down on the bottom. And it's pretty dark, but it almost needs something dark in order to be seen over that really blue, vibrant paper on the bottom. And then these are Ellie's Studio stickers. These are like my favorite. You can put this on any layout. So I have them in every color, almost like an enamel dot thing, but you can use them along with enamel dots. So I pick out the right colors to go in the right spot. Again, something that's coordinating but not blending into the background. And that darker one, so that it doesn't match the background, is darker. But the light blue one shows up good against that blue. And then I just look through the labels and I find that one label that says Gathered Together, which I think is a good word for this page, going out to the brewery. And then I'm looking for the right tag to go on the bottom. One had a star on it and that wasn't going to work. One was plain, which would have worked. So I just keep looking through them until I find one that actually has a heart on it. So I knew that was perfect, had to go there, and the right color. And then I'll start getting these things stuck down. And I'm sorry, my phone keeps slipping and I keep bringing it back. I feel like it's a typewriter, like, and you have to be my age or older to know what about a typewriter, but like every time it slips over the side, you hear the ding and you gotta bring it back again. When I laid it out, I knew this one's just a little bit longer, which would have been okay. I could have trimmed it off, but I wanted to get it trimmed off before I did the fishtail. So again, make my crease in the middle, go up the middle, and then trim up the sides. And then I just use this side to cut out the fishtail banner on the other end. It's a little bit shallower than what I really wanted, so when I do these cuts, I want to try to make it just a little bit deeper, or yeah, I guess it would be deeper. Cut it in towards the point more to get more of a difference, and trim it up a little bit and get it back into place. And I like monochromatic layouts. I mean, they have to be different shades of the color, which this one is. It has several different shades of blue. I also have shades of black and shades of white. So monochromatic is very pleasing to me. This is a nice grid paper in that I could see right away this paper was down too far because it was not hitting the same lines as it was on the other side. So that worked out well. Here I fuss with the photos again. Under, over, under. Which way should I go until I get it the way I like it? And then what I'll do is start, well, okay, I'm going to cut this circle in half first before I tuck it. You don't want to waste half a circle. You might need it. It might be the perfect thing for another layout. Especially with this collection obsession. That's a fun thing to play along with. We don't kill the kit. It's just putting a dent in it. You know, picking up something maybe you haven't used a lot before. I have used bits and pieces of this, but definitely have a lot to go. So I do glue down with the ATG the opposite size, because then I know exactly where that middle photo wants to go. And so then I don't have to be so careful with the middle. And then I just want to make it so it's not lined up on the top on the left or the right, and it's more straight across. So I like that. And then I want to get these hearts sprinkled all over with the circles. Not to mention glue everything down. And still playing with that circle. So there goes the half circle. Now that circle, there's like 3 circles in that circle. And you'll see on the bottom left, it is a very solid circle with those 3 circles together. So I play around with it so that you can really see the variation, I guess, in it more so. Because I have lots of room to tilt it and move it to get it into the right spot. So then once I have those things down, I want to make sure everything else is glued down and not going anywhere. And once I get those glued down with the ATG, I'm going to go back in with my liquid glue to get those circles down, just because they're not so thick. And then I do have a little playing time to move them around to my liking. And I think once I get that down, I do the bottom, and then I still play around with getting them the right way I want so they don't look so
wonky and looks more circular. And there I'm twisting it so I see more of the small circles. I don't know what you call them, but see? And then getting everything down and secured around the circles. Getting the little circles in there. It looks kind of black, but they're really a dark navy color. And then going in with the hearts where they will fit. And again, making sure I'm getting a color variation so it's not all flat, but not all the same color in the same spot. So I want to make sure light blue, medium blue, dark blue are all dispersed. And for the most part, I was going along, that was pretty good right until the end, and then I had to move something around, but I was doing pretty good being random. So I get that tag down that says gather together over the top of that heart, just the way it is in the sketch. I know I need another heart there. And those hearts are this also from LA Studio. They're more like puffy stickers, where these are more like chipboard stickers. They're from an older set that I had. They were about the same color, but I just didn't end up using any of those. There was a heart. Took lots of time just picking out the right colors. But it was so fun because the Three Daughters Brewing sign is that kind of that medium bright blue. So it was fun to do this layout in that monochrome. Not to mention the band is kind of lit in a blue color as well. So it was a natural choice. I'm a lot with matching my pictures to colors. I can do not, especially if it's themed. But it's my starting off point. If I can do something color coordinated, I will. You're going to see that I forget a title. And so at the still shots, I will have a title in at the end. Make sure you check out everybody down below that's playing along with not only the February Scrap a Sketch, but also Collection Obsession. I'll have both of those linked below. Check those guys out and give them some love. Let me know if you have any questions. I love hearing from you and what you're thinking. Look for the title at the end. I did make it with my Cricut. I tried out the writing utensil on the Cricut. Have a fabulous day.